Some night calls never make it into the system. Not because of technical errors, not because someone forgot, but because we're trained not to log them at all. I learned about those calls during my second year on night shift. And the first time I heard one myself, I understood why they were erased. I worked night dispatch for several years. Graveyard shift, empty roads, long stretches of silence broken only by static and breathing. Every call is recorded, logged, timestamped, archived. That's how it's supposed to work. But during training, one supervisor pulled us aside. He didn't lower his voice. He didn't look nervous. He just said, "If this happens, you don't log it, you don't replay it, you don't talk about it." No explanation. No questions allowed. There was no manual entry for it. No code. No checkbox. Just a pattern. These calls only came in at night, usually between 2 and 3:30 a.m. They never showed up on caller ID. No number. No location ping. Just an open line. And a voice that knew how to wait. The first time I heard one, I didn't recognize it right away. At first, it sounded like static, then breathing. Slow, careful. I asked for the caller's location. The breathing stopped. Then the voice spoke, calm, almost polite. It said my name. I hadn't introduced myself yet. After that night, I started noticing things. These calls never asked for help. They never screamed. They never panicked. They just talked. Sometimes they described rooms. Sometimes they repeated things I'd said earlier in the shift. Once, a voice calmly listed every unit currently on patrol in the correct order. That call was disconnected by my supervisor before I could respond. He didn't look surprised. He just shook his head and said, "Don't log it." The night it went wrong, I was alone. Storm outside, backup lines down, low visibility across the county. When the call came in, the screen stayed blank. No blinking lights, no alert tone, just audio. The voice sounded closer this time. It said, "You missed one." I asked what it meant. The voice paused, then answered with the address of a call from earlier that night, one I had logged, a call that turned out to be false. Or so I thought. I finally understood the rule. These calls weren't mistakes. They were corrections. If a call was logged that shouldn't have been, something followed up. Not with sirens, not with officers, but with another call. One that made sure the record was cleaned up. The last thing the voice said before the line went dead was, "You won't log the next one." I resigned 3 weeks later. To this day, I still listen to police scanners at night. And sometimes, between the static, I hear a familiar pause, like a line waiting to open.